We are just going to have a maximum of 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, I would like each of you, whoever wishes to open out, take a maximum of 30 seconds to tell what is that your thought process about meditation. There's no compulsion. If nobody wishes to talk, it's fine. Yeah,
May I?
Yeah, Devinder.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay.
And though it is spontaneous, so I'll just speak out what I feel like. Meditation, when I actually had started calming my mind because there was quite a lot of stress, agitation, angers. Those issues have been really worked out very well for me, and that's the reason why you must have noticed I don't miss your sessions. Because this morning session, which you help us with being in the present moments, are actually removing all the past traumas and the fear of future. Meditation, additionally, it's a practice for me, even if I do it after yoga again, because it it has defined a lot of things for me. Realignment of all the chakras and has helped me through sail through the clarity in mind and what I really want to do in life is becoming over a period of clearer. So fear has removed. I've been able to take spontaneous decisions without fear. So whatever it is, responsibility lies with me, and it is perfectly okay.
Great. It was like a introduction address to this entire 20-minute itself. Thank you so much. April, you have unmuted. Would you like to share?
I didn't realize that I unmuted. For me, this practice has been extremely helpful, and this has not happened before. I used to meditate before, but because there was no consistency as such, I wasn't because there was no major consistency. I wasn't able to see how that is related. But ever since this has started, which is right from January 22nd, I can see so many changes in my body. For me, meditation is um, spending time with yourself, going with it, and being aware. It is about giving yourself that respect that you still come from. And as we do it every single day, it because you're able to cut off the distractions for those few minutes, it impacts your entire day.
Amazing. Raghu, you have been meditating for quite some years now. Would you like to share? You have to unmute, Raghu.
Yeah, first of all, namaskaram to everybody, and thanks for giving this opportunity to be part of this. This session is called Yagna. I think it's quite aptly called as Yagna. If you include Yagna, Dana, Tapas, right, what the literature says, we are literally doing this every day. And as Krishna ji used to tell, the grace is everywhere, and it's like a river, it's flowing everywhere. And I feel like part of this river, floating on this river every day as part of this exercise, and sharing this grace with the entire world, like what the prayer, what we do at the end, like Loka Samasta Sukhina Bhavantu. That is the real motivation, the end result of this whole exercise. Even though personally it does help everybody, but we also should be aware of others who are not fortunate to be part of this kind of exercise. and we are making those using this opportunity to share this grace with everybody. I think that's the key motivation for me from this exercise.
Amazing. So for paucity of time, I'm just continuing with a few thoughts which came up today morning. So when we want to type an email, the instrument through which most of us do is a laptop or a mobile. When you want to write, the instrument with which we do is a pen, pencil, or any writing instrument. Similarly, if we wish to meditate, the only instrument available to us is the mind. So it is always important to know that how to understand this instrument and what are all the ways in which this instrument can behave. Like your computer can hang, or when you're writing in a pen or pencil, the ink may be over or the beak get broken. So we should know certain aspects of the mind, or not even aspects of the mind. What are the various expected behaviors of the mind? Is it okay? If we understand, then we will know why during a meditation, we consciously tell ourselves, it's okay. Even if it goes somewhere, with all the love and kindness, we have to get it back. For that, the logical reason is, if we can't give love and kindness to ourselves, trust me, nobody can. It is absolutely okay to fail in a process despite trying the best. It is as equal as succeeding after trying our best. Because the success and failure are end products. Are we attempting with the pure intent is the key here. So for that, if we understand what would be the 5 stages of the mind, we will be very kind and understanding towards ourselves. If we notice, some of you who started the mantra practice, we said, let's hold on to Om Shri Matre Namaha. Some of us have our own mantra practice. Because at the end of the day, what you write is more important. The instrument with which you write is your choice. You have to meditate is more important. The via media through which you meditate is your choice. That is why in the starting stages, the choice of the mantra is given to the person who wishes to, because each of us come with a different disposition. Some may like a particular form of divine, some may like another form of divine. Later, that all is consolidated like a prism. When light passes through, hues of colors are there. So very many of us are in that hues of colors. So when we go closer and closer to the prism, it's only white light. Then gradually people are taken to Om and then beyond Om also. Because if Om is a projection, there must be a source from which it is projected. So there is a beautiful path which is given by the tradition. And all this path we traverse through with the help of an instrument called the mind. So there are 5 types of mind said in the tradition. And each of us could be predominantly in one stage of mind. It is okay. But we need to know where we are predominantly. Because in the day-to-day life also, if we could consciously cultivate a particular stage of mind, meditation again is the starting place which helps us to develop that. Okay. The first stage of mind is called the Kshipta. Kshipta. This mind is constantly active. Because in our day-to-day life, if you notice, the moment we wake up, we are only active. Whether it is thought, word, and action, something is happening consciously or unconsciously. So we are naturally bound to think, I have to do something, I have to do something. Otherwise, we feel guilty. Many of us feel guilty as if we have woken up, we are wasting our time. Correct? So naturally our mind will be in Kshipta stage, particularly when you start any inner work, because these are all not taught in schools, colleges, or organizations. We are only taught to be a machine, how to be a perfect machine to further somebody's goal in life. Because education as a system also has stopped to serve the individual who is studying. It is only serving it's all the day, order of the day is like that. So we have to be aware. And we work slog to make someone rich if we work for an organization. And you also slog to work, make yourself rich when you are an entrepreneur. So what is happening is constant action has unknowingly made our mind to be in the Kshipta stage, where it will be jumping, can I do this? Can I do this? Oh, this is good, that is good. Though many teachers call it monkey mind, I would urge us not to bring in any animal into comparisons with the mind, but to understand how it works. For that reason, let us use an animal. But remember, what is in the macrocosm is in the microcosm. There is a little bit of monkey in all of us also. Like how there is a little bit of a man in every monkey. I'm scientifically telling you, whatever is in the macrocosm is in the microcosm. In that respect, please understand this example. This is not to demean monkey, because monkeys have their place in the scheme of things. So what does a monkey do? It will eat a fruit. Before it is eating full, it will throw and jump into the other one. Other one. Nothing is finished full. So many of us take up more than we chew, and that same attitude comes into meditation when you sit for meditation. Technically, as long as we are using a tool to meditate, we can only call it japa meditation or japa sadhana or a japa. Originally in meditation, the distinction between the object, that is a mantra, and the one who is doing vanishes. For sake of ease, we are using the word meditation. Technically, all of us for 121 days today, we are practicing japa as a sadhana. Okay? For sake of ease, I am using the word meditation. Let us be clear. Now, the first state is called Kshipta. So many of us have to understand it is okay, because that is the way we have been living life. So we gradually, with understanding, start setting right our goals in a very clear way in the external life. Slowly, internally also, it will be set right. Is that okay? Now coming to the second type of the mind is called Mudha. Mudha means a tamasic mind. Similar to whatever you keep on the top of a donkey, it just carries on. It doesn't think who it is, what it is. But a horse will choose whom to allow to sit. A donkey is generally used for menial labor because it is very tamasic in nature and it is very dull. So Mudha mind is when you feel bored, when you have no goals in life, naturally the mind gets into a kind of a boredom and it gets irritated because there is nothing worthwhile to do, and you only constantly find faults, or you just are there. Somehow I have to get on with life, That kind of a attitude gives rise to the Mudha. You not only pull yourself down, you pull everybody around down. Okay. Sometimes it is okay not to contribute, but if we stop people from contribute and slow down the entire process, no? Similarly, this type of mind we also encounter once in a while in a day. We feel annoyed, irritated, just being lazy. Consciously, because you have no direction, no goal in life. Sometimes it happens with the mind, inner world. We will go through this. Again, it is okay. Why it is okay? There is no choice. We have to go through these vagaries of the mind. Then only we will know what is the right state to cultivate. Is it okay till now? Kshipta and Mudha. The third type of the mind is Vikshipta. This Vikshipta mind is that which knows what is to be done and it does. Then suddenly it will have some doubt. Again, it will do something. but it will take value in whatever it is doing. This is likened to a butterfly. The butterfly takes nectar and then it goes to the another flower, another flower, another flower. At the same time, our mind also, for some time during the meditation, it will be quiet and suddenly, oh, this thing I have to do, right? But right now you cannot do. But somehow some tussle will happen in the mind saying, okay, anyway, I'm doing meditation well. Last 6 minutes I was doing undisturbed, no mantra. For next 2-3 minutes, let me think whom to write the first email. It's okay. But suddenly you will notice that 2 minutes would become 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and again you have to get the mind back. This is one way. Another way is without your knowledge, for even advanced meditators, they will be starting with the mantra. By the time they end, they will be doing the second mantra. They will think, I did spontaneously, my mind was in a flow. That is all nonsense. If you are not aware, it is not flow, you were blown away. Accept that fact. So even people who are very subtle and sattvic and pure sometimes start to give a lot of reasons to convince themselves for the not so right thing they do. When I say not so right thing, they are still doing a mantra only, but they are not aware. So we should not justify. When you justify what happens, our growth will stop in Vikshipta because you are convincing with your present knowledge. So don't confuse flow with random activity of the mind. So even after you do meditation for a long time, we would have experienced. The mind would go to a things to do list. The mind would go, I have to do some another activity. Oh, I have this meeting at 9 o'clock. It's okay, 1 or 2 minutes, let me plan and let me come back to mantra. Or without our knowledge, we would have shifted to another mantra. So whenever something happens like this, know that you have reasonably gone the distance working with the mind, but without giving excuse, come back to the process with which you started. So we have to understand that there is a beautiful balance between freedom and discipline. You have the freedom to choose your mantra. At the same time, you have the responsibility to discipline the mind to use that freedom. Is it clear? You have the responsibility to use that freedom of your own choice. By discipline only, you can experience freedom to the greater limit. Is it okay? Does it make sense? Then gradually we will develop the ability to be ekagra. Eka means one. So what happens? This reasoning, this intellect, even this sattva predominance, which is in Vikshipta, the tamas predominance, that means inertia and dullness in mudha mind, all the rajasic predominance, which is the monkey mind, the kshipta, we gradually try to transcend these three states of the mind to a very steady state. That is called ekagra. So when a person can develop ekagra, like in real life, if our goal is clear, we will work with concentration. Are we all with this point? The moment our goal is clear, concentration will happen naturally, have we observed? Okay. And whenever there is a distraction, remember, obstacles and distractions are that which we see when we take our eyes off the goal, OFF. So what is the important thing to understand? Even when we sit to meditate, if our goal is to know who we are, this is the place where the religious approach to mantra sadhana and the spiritual approach differs. In the religious approach, you practice a mantra to know more about the deity. Suppose you are practicing a mantra, Krishna mantra or mother's mantra. Your primary goal will be to know the deity, be with the deity. There is a separate world of living. It is absolutely okay. That is one stage all of us will go through, we have to experience. But what is the spiritual approach to using the same mantra to know who we are? We go to a temple to discover the temple within. we behave in a very right way with everybody, because that is the only way we have to behave with ourselves. Whatever you try to project is because that is what you truly are. So when you use the same mantra to discover who you are as a tool, the ability to develop ekagra will happen. This is why in the morning meditation, what we say, the presence is always there, like we are breathing. Whether we are aware or not, we are breathing, correct? The moment you become aware, what happens? The breath deepens without any effort. Have you observed it? If not, please observe. Whenever you become aware of any object or anything, your connect with that deepens because you have given fully to that. So when you become aware of the breath deepens. When you become aware of the presence within you, the presence deepens. Okay. So we are utilizing this mantra sadhana to develop the deep connect with ourselves. And when you have this goal of knowing who you are, remember, not desperate to know who you are. Nobody will reach anywhere in desperation. We will be again pushed back to the kshipta mind, monkey status of the mind. We need to, with all the love and kindness, wish to know who we are, not in desperation. When you do it in desperation, it becomes like a corporate goal. I have to do this sales target. What will my boss think about me? That is a different approach. But here, you are doing it all the love and kindness to discover who you are. The moment you go closer to who you are, you will start knowing your strengths and values and why you live, how you live on your own, you will figure out. That is the ekagra, approach to develop ekagra. Then the final stage of the mind is called the niruddha. So what is niruddha? The one who by assiduous, consistent practice has crossed over even the need to have a goal because they are already in the goal. They are already very clear about it. There is no reason required. There is nothing required. So the fluctuations of the mind will become low, low, and low. And this is the stage where people who are students of yoga understand Chitta Vritti Nirodha. The stage where we consciously, with assiduous practice, manage to neutralize the thoughts, even if the thought is divine also. Because a thought is a thought. You get into such a beautiful state that you are just there. That is the Niruddha state. So this is what was in the agenda today. When I say agenda at 5:30, when I was trying to log in, this came up that unless we know our instrument better, we cannot utilize that instrument better. And these are the 5 stages with which each of our mind goes through till we reach the state of Niruddha. To summarize, the first state is called Kshipta, where the mind wanders too much. Second is Mudha, when we slip into a slight state of slumber, sleep, drowsiness, we tell it's okay, come back. Then Vikshipta is reasonably the mind is there, but once in a while it will go out, so we consciously get it back. Ekagra develops when we are very clear what is this appointment every day with ourselves, what is the objective and goal of it. Naturally, we will develop Ekagra. And then finally, when we are closer to the goal or when we have reached the goal, we will experience Niruddha, which is the highest state. Maybe very few people will be there. And a lot of people who are practicing meditation for a long time would actually traveling from Ekagra to Niruddha. So that is all there. And thank you so much. If one or two of you would like to say a couple of words, we are happy to listen and then we can close for the day. Okay, does that resonate with you guys? I'm going to
Brilliant.
upload it also. Listen
Yeah.
once more. Is it okay? So thanks to
Brilliant,
each
brilliant.
of you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.